what is the most valuable lesson that you take from your friendship with Terence?
Well, I think Terence, I don't know that there was a single lesson. Terence represented a kind of freedom of mind and inquiry and imagination. And it was really about the power of imagination, but not just random imagination, but controlled by wonderful gift of language and poetic speech, and an integration of psychedelic experience with the imagination and the way we see the world, giving a much expanded view of the mind and the nature of the mind and the nature of reality. And what this showed also was that when we explore consciousness from within, as we can through psychedelic experiences and through meditation and through many other experiences, then we find that it's much more than just our own brains and our own mental activity. We seem to be in contact with many other forms of consciousness beyond the human level. Telepathy and things are not spiritual phenomena, they're psychic phenomena. They're to do with, as it were, horizontal connections between people and animals and the sense of being stared at. It's about connecting with the environment. It's not a spiritual phenomenon, and has very little to do with religion. It's simply a biological phenomenon. But these psychedelic experiences reveal the existence of other entities, other beings. Now, all religions have accepted this for a long time. Even very monotheistic religions like Judaism and Islam have hosts of angels and other kinds of spirit beings. And of course, Hinduism has devas and countless beings. And so I think what Terence and his work did was just open up the scope of our thinking about the nature of consciousness.
Different possibilities. But
yes.
But you weren't just a duo, you were like a triple with Ralph Avram. And you said this is your book, your like summary of your conversations. And you said, I think that 3, and I tell it to my students all the time based on what you said, that like 3 was the best number, because 2, sometimes the conversation stacks and 4 is too much, but 3 always get you like the enough fuel to continue the momentum. So if you can just like give me a few words on why do you think, in your opinion, 3 people to think sang together was like the best number?
Well, you summarized it quite well, actually, Roy. I mean, we did experiments ourselves, not necessarily intentionally, but sometimes it was just me and Terence, sometimes it's just me and Ralph, sometimes just Ralph and Terence. And we found that these conversations, though interesting, never worked as well as when there were the 3 of us. However, Ralph's a mathematician, as you know, so he was very keen on the numerical principle of 3. When Terence so sadly died in the year 2000, Ralph and I, based on the idea 3 is the magic number, tried to find a replacement for Terence in our trialogues. We tried all sorts of people. We tried trialogues with a whole range of men and women that we thought might be suitable, and none of them worked as well as with Terence. So I have to say that one threeness in a dialogue is a trialogue is important, and I've found this in other contexts too. But these particular ones, their extraordinary quality depended very much on Terence and his freedom of mind, his wit, his humor, his ability to speak in a kind of bardic. He came from Irish and Welsh ancestry, and it was a kind of bardic gift, the ability for the speech, magical speech, just to flow through him. It was just amazing. So that was very definitely a part of it as well.
May God save his soul. And again, trialogues are more important and more useful than dialogue, special in scientific inquiry.